the right turn and make all the change you made. If you really want right, just hold on tight and I'll take you to the place to be. Do you know what today is?
It's a hidden history. A hidden history.
Do you know what today is?
It's a hidden history.
Tell me, do you know?
Time running is a maze. All the things you can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see you written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hawking it. That if you will today,
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, follow me, to the Sabbath, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, to the Sabbath day. Then we go and keep it holy and make it to the next day. Do you know what today is?
it's a hidden history.
Do you really wanna know? Well, I really wanna know, yeah. Cause there's a place so amazing with all the things I really wanna know, yeah. I've been driving all night, looking for the right turn to make all the change you made. If you really want right, just hold on tight and I'll take you to the place to be. Do you know what today is?
It's a hidden history. A hidden history.
Do you know what today is?
It's a hidden history.
Tell me, do you know?
Time running is a maze. All the things you can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see you written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hawking it. That if you will today,
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, follow me, to the Sabbath, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, to the Sabbath day. Then we go and keep it holy and make it to the next day. Do you know what today is?
it's a hidden history.
Do you really wanna know? Well, I really wanna know, yeah. Cause there's a place so amazing with all the things I really wanna know, yeah. I've been driving all night, looking for the right turn to make all the change you made. If you really want right, just hold on tight and I'll take you to the place to be. Do you know what today is?
It's a hidden history. A this maze. All the things you can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see it written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hearkening, that if you were the day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, yeah, follow me, yeah, to the Sabbath, yeah. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, yeah, to the Sabbath day. Then we go and keep it holy, we make it to the next day. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. You can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see it written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hearkening, that if you were the day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, yeah, follow me, yeah, to the Sabbath, yeah. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, yeah, to the Sabbath day. Then we go and keep it holy, we make it to the next day. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. Things you can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see it written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hearkening, that if you were the day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, yeah, to the Sabbath day. Sunday, Monday, to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, yeah, to the Sabbath day. Then we go and keep it holy and make it to the next day. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. Looking for the right turn to make all the change you make. If you really want to ride, just hold on tight and I'll take it to the place to be. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. Our hidden history. It's amazing. All the things you can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. I flip the page, I see it written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hearkening, that if you will today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, yeah, follow me, yeah. To the Sabbath day. Sunday, Monday, to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, yeah, to the Sabbath day. Then we go and keep it holy and make it to the next day. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. Looking for the right turn to make all the change you make. If you really want to ride, just hold on tight and I'll take it to the place to be. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. Our hidden history. It's amazing. All the things you know what to Time running, it's amazing. All the things you can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. I flip the page, I see it written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hearkening, that if you
Shalom, shalom. Welcome back to Our Hidden History. You're now tuned into
Our Hidden History, Hidden History, radio show.
All praises, all praises. All right, so hey, as you see what the title is Echoes of Rome. All right, the blacks. What was the title again, guys?
Echoes of Rome.
From black rulers to black slaves in Italy.
From what? Black rulers.
Right.
From black rulers to black slaves in Italy. Hey, so today's segment, we're going to focus on Italy, us in Italy. As you know, I had the honor to, all praise the Most High, me and Officer Shatiel, we was able to go out to Italy, to Rome, with the leadership, so all praise the Most High. To get that honor, to be amongst the leadership and break ground in Rome. So
That's right.
Yeah, so all praises, all praises. So now when we was in Rome, like as you see the bishop, all praise to the bishop class yesterday, fire class. Excuse me. He went over the 12 feathers. And as you see the what he was bringing out as far as Rome, I'm going to kind of lamb back off the bishop a little bit as far as some of the stuff he brought out. In Rome, when he was going into the Colosseums and stuff and so forth, and with the gladiators. So we're going to go into that a little more. But I want to focus the attention in Italy, in Rome, us, our presence in Italy, in Rome and Naples and all over Italy, Sicily and stuff like that. So that segment will be geared towards that today. All right. So let's get the book of Acts. No, give me Acts chapter 2. Acts chapter 2. So it's gonna be like a little recap. Y'all already seen some of hey, look, repetition is good. Repetition is good. So it's gonna be a little recap. Some books, some pages y'all already seen. We don't went over it. I'm just rehashing some stuff. But like I said, the focus is us in Italy, as when we rule in Italy, and as well as us being slaves in Italy. And even up till today, how people are being affected in Italy today. So we're going to deal with all of that. All right? Lord's will. Give me Acts chapter 2. You start at verse 1.
The book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. Mm-hmm. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Ghost, and began to speak with other tongues.
Right, other languages. That's what tongues is, just going into other languages. All right, we ain't talking about your what they call it. I think it's glossolalia. I'm probably saying it wrong.
Something like that.
Glossolalia.
Yeah.
Glossolalia. But that's what you see in the churches. That's what you see in the Christian church today. How go again? How Bishop said it. He said,
Tamata.
How you say? Tamata. Hey, pull it up. Read the definition. Tamata.
This is the definition of glossolalia, the phenomenon of apparently speaking in an unknown language, especially in religious worship.
So it's the phenomenon of apparently speaking in an unknown language. Right. Especially in religious worship. Read on.
It is practiced especially by Pentecostal and charismatic Christians.
Yeah, that dumb spirit. That's a dumb spirit. That's what that is. Give me that in Mark. Mark chapter 9.
Possessed by unclean spirit.
Yeah, unclean spirit. That's all it is. You know what I want, Officer Abaddon? Mark 9, and I think it's verse 20.
It's not in Psalms, so.
He in Psalms?
No, it's not in Psalms, so it takes a little long.
Start at 17. Start at 14.
Mark chapter 9 and verse 14.
Read.
And when he came to his disciples, he saw a great multitude of them, and the scribes questioning with them. And straightway all the people, when they beheld him, were greatly amazed, and running to him, saluted him. And he asked the scribes, what question ye with them? And one of the multitude answered and said, Master, I have brought unto thee my son, which hath a dumb spirit.
So this brother's son had a dumb spirit on him. Go ahead.
And wheresoever he taketh him, he teareth him.
He teareth them. Read.
And he foameth.
He foameth.
And
this is the Christian church. Go ahead.
And gnasheth with his teeth.
And gnasheth with his teeth. Go ahead.
And pineth away.
And pineth away. Read.
And I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not. He answered them and saith, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me. And they brought him unto him. And when he saw him, he straightway the spirit tear him, and he fell on the ground.
He fell on the ground. Go
and
ahead.
wallowed foaming.
Don't this sound the Christian church? They fall on the ground, rolling, flipping, doing all type of nonsense, speaking that tie my tie, see my tie, all type of. It's a dumb spirit on them. Read.
And he asked his father, how long is it ago since this came upon unto him?
Read.
And he said, of a child. And oftentimes it have cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him. But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Jesus said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe. Help thou mine unbelief.
So he said, help thou my unbelief. Read on.
And Jesus saw that the people...
When Jesus saw.
And when Jesus saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the foul spirit, saying unto him, thou dumb and deaf spirit.
See what Christ called that type of spirit? It's a dumb and deaf spirit. But read.
I charge thee, come out of him, and enter no more unto him.
Right, so that's all I want. So that's a dumb and deaf spirit that these churches have on them. Talking about they speaking in tongues. All right, they got the damn devil on them.
Our people make provisions for this spirit to the point where they invite it into their bodies, and they also are prepared for it because they have the cloth to cover the women when they fall on the ground. They have men surrounding them just to make sure they don't hurt themselves. So they make provisions for the spirit because they're inviting it in them to, and they're just entertaining it.
It's like a ritual.
Yeah.
It's a ritual to invite that spirit into you. Yeah.
Hey, and that ritual, that spirit goes all the way back to slavery, man. They they was invoking those type of spirits on us in slavery when they was pushing Christianity on us. Because we always had that zeal for that zeal for like
to praise God.
Yeah, to praise God and so forth, even though it wasn't in the right spirit, but that's just the way we were. And they understood that, so they knew to put that type of spirit on us, and that's why today this is what you see. It all stems from slavery. All right, they show that in the movie Mandingo. I think it's not Mandingo. It's Uncle Tom's Cabin. I believe it's Uncle Tom's Cabin. They show that.
They're basically establishing their own righteousness, and they're not worshiping the Lord as He commanded us to worship Him.
Right. Yep. All right, go back to Acts chapter 2. Jump to... Read on. Where was you at?
Verse 4.
Verse 4, read.
The book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 4.
Read.
And they were all filled with the Holy Ghost, and began to speak with other tongues, as the Spirit gave them utterance. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. And when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language.
You see that? In his own language. That's your tongues. Read.
And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue?
In our own language. Read on.
Wherein we were born. Parthians.
Parthians today is Iran. Persia. Iran. Parthians. The Carmanians. Go ahead.
And Medes.
And the Medes. Read.
And Elamites.
And Elamites. Read on.
And the dwellers in Mesopotamia. And in Judea. And in Cappadocia. And Pontus and Asia. Phrygia. And Pamphylia.
Read.
And Egypt. And in the parts of Libya. about Cyrene,
Uh-huh.
and strangers of Rome.
Strangers of Rome. Strangers of Rome. So what I'm showing you, we was under every nation. Okay? So, but we want to focus on strangers in Rome. We were in Rome. We was always in Rome. Okay? Give me Acts 18. Book of Acts chapter 18.
The book of
Hey, get me early Christians in Rome. Early Christians in Rome. Now there's a page where it talks about us being kicked out of Rome. It goes a little in detail why we got kicked out of Rome. You go ahead and read.
The book of Acts, chapter 18 and verse 1. After these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth, and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy.
Come from where?
Italy.
Lately came from Italy. Go ahead.
With his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome,
Right.
and came unto them.
So Claudius banned us from Rome. Now let me see. Go through the pages real quick. Keep going. I think it's like page 8. It's like page 8 or something. Let me see. Here. Do you have like page 8 maybe? No? Okay. Yeah, let's go through the pages real quick. I want to see if I can find this. When they banished us from Rome. All right, so that's under Nero. That's the fire. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Man, I thought I gave you that page. Keep going. Let me see. Nope. All right. You can drop it. Hey, now give me let's deal with Hannibal. Give me that page, literary. We brought this book out before. We're dealing with Hannibal. And you should have Caesar and Christ, too, as well. Yeah, you can go through there. Go back. Go back. Blow that up. We can start here. You can start at the Semitic genius.
The Semitic genius is grand, poetic, fierce, but it is destitute of humor. We know but of one celebrated man of Semitic lineage that loved the jest, the Carthaginian Hannibal.
So notice what they're saying. They said we know but of one celebrated man of Semitic lineage that loved a jest. Read.
His jest before the battle of, what's that, Canaan? Cannae,
yep.
Is, we think, unique. Surveying the Roman army with his officers round him, one of them, named Gisco, wishing to say something, addressed him thus. What surprises me, O Hannibal, is the immense number there is of these Romans. There is another thing more wonderful still, said Hannibal, that has escaped your notice. What is that? He asked Gisco. Does it not strike you as odd, said Hannibal, that there should be so many of them and not one of them called Gisco? Allowing for this little exception, and if Hannibal's jest is an example of some extinct Semitic species of jest, we wish we had more of them.
All right, so you could drop that. So notice what they call in Hannibal, a Semitic. He was of Semitic lineage. All right, go to the next page. Blow it up.
The Roman historians tell us that after the return of Regulus...
Now, listen, we already done went into Hannibal. I'm just briefly going in. Remember the title, we going into the rulers of Italy. So just focus there, the rulers of Italy and us going into slavery. All right, the blacks that ruled Italy. So we dealing with Hannibal right now. Go ahead.
The Roman historians tell us that after the return of Regulus to Carthage, the Carthaginians, wrought up to the most furious rage at his conduct in breaking off the negotiations for peace, resolved to punish him with the most cruel torture. After cutting off his eyelids and putting him into a dungeon, they exposed his naked eyes to the burning sun.
Right. Hey, so this is Regulus. We tortured Regulus by cutting off his eyelids and exposing. So think about it. Your eyelids is gone. You can't blink. You can't close your eyes. You can't get no sleep. So his eyes just open, and we turned them towards the sun. So his eyes is just burning from the sun. Go ahead.
And then put him into a cast set all around with sharp spikes, where he died in prolonged agony.
Damn. So now you see why Esau, they torture us, man, because we was torturing them. We was torturing Esau. Okay? From there, get me, go to the literary arts, that page. I want that page. No. Before you get that, give me Caesar and Christ, page 37. Caesar and Christ. Yeah, you should have all those pages. Yep. 37. All right, let me get 40. Let me see. Show the cover too. Read that cover.
This is Caesar and Christ, a history of Roman civilization and of Christianity from their beginnings to A.D. 325.
By who?
By Will Durant.
So this book is about Will Durant. Go ahead. What year?
1944.
So this is 1944. Very good book. Very good book. All right, go to the next page real quick. Let me see. Yeah, you can read that.
Probably
lead into it. Go ahead.
Probably it was the rich merchants rather than the aristocratic landowners who provided the funds for those armies and navies which transformed Carthage from a trading post into an empire.
Right. Go ahead.
The African coast, except Utica, was conquered from Cyrenaica to Gibraltar and beyond. Tartessus, Gades, Cadiz, and other Spanish towns were captured, and Carthage grew wealthy from the gold, silver, iron, and copper of Spain. It took the...
So Carthage grew... Read that part again. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. The African coast, except Utica, was conquered from Cyrenaica to Gibraltar, and beyond Tartessus, Gades, Cadiz, and other Spanish towns were captured, and Carthage grew wealthy from the gold, silver, iron, and copper of Spain.
Right, so Carthage grew wealthy from all of these metals, precious metals. Go ahead.
It took the Balearic Islands and reached out even to Madeira. It conquered Malta, Sardinia, Corsica, and the western half of Sicily. It treated these subject lands with varying degrees of severity.
Right, go ahead.
Charging them from annual tribute, conscripting their population for its army, and strictly controlling their foreign relations and their trade. In return, it gave them military protection, local self-government, and economic stability.
So Carthage became an empire. Read.
We may judge the wealth of these dependencies from the fact that the town of Leptis Minor paid 365 talents, or 1,314,000 a year into the Carthaginian treasury. The exploitation of this empire and trade made Carthage in the 3rd century BC the richest of Mediterranean cities.
Hey, so Carthage became the richest of the Mediterranean world, all right, of the Mediterranean cities, okay? Carthage was ruled by us. We ruled Carthage. The book with Nahum Slout's Travels of North Africa said that you had Asher and Zebulon that was there, all right, in Carthage. Okay, next page. Did you finish that? Where you at?
The second line of that paragraph.
All right, read on.
Tariffs and tribute brought her annually 12,000 talents, 20 times the revenue of Athens at her zenith. The upper classes lived in palaces, wore costly robes, and ate exotic delicacies. The city, crowded with 250,000 inhabitants, became famous for its gleaming temples, its public baths, above all for its secure harbors and spacious docks. Each of the 220 docks was faced with two ionic pillars, so that the inner harbor, Kotham, presented a majestic circle of 440 marble columns.
Right. Hey, hold that. Watch this. Hey, play that clip real quick. I'm going to show you something about Carthage. The elder sent me this. I'm going to show you something about Carthage. All the way, yep. That should be it. Blow that up. Watch this. Run it back. We can't hear nothing. Can you hit the unmute button? It's only gonna look like this. All right, go ahead.
Africans in Carthage were the first civilization to employ industrial building techniques. They were so fast that they could build 200 warships in 1 month. This helped them dominate the Mediterranean.
Stop. Yo. Go back. Play one. Yes, you can start from the beginning. From the beginning. Make sure it's all the way at the beginning. Don't skip nothing. Unmute it, man. Come on.
The first civilization to
go all the way
employ
back.
Industrial building.
Come on, man. Unmute it and go back. Oh, gosh. Yeah, all right. But he got to unmute it first. Didn't play it.
They should have downloaded the video.
Africans in Carthage were the first civilization to employ industrial building techniques. They were so fast that they could build 200 warships in 1 month.
Yo,
this helped.
Stop. Yo, in Carthage, we were so fast that you could build 200 warships in 1 month. Just 1 month. Read. I said play on.
Them dominate the Mediterranean. When the Romans were finally able to capture one of the Punic ships intact, they studied it and quickly realized that all the parts were labeled. This meant that
wait, stop. What? All the parts were labeled. We knew it was like an assembly line. We had this is like the first assembly line. Everything was labeled. So when they studied, they were like, damn, this is like a puzzle. You could just put it together. Just like how you get a model or something, like a model plane or a car, everything is labeled. The manual, you know how to put it together. This is how we had it on a large scale, like an assembly line. Go ahead.
Part was built separately in a different location by an expert and then assembled at the dock. It is the first recorded use of mass production technique and assembly line method, the same method that we use to build cars today. So yes, Africans invented mass production and the assembly line.
Damn, can we get a bomb?
So wait, officer, Henry Ford didn't come up with the assembly line?
Nah, not at all. Hey, and I think they said Jake was the, as far as the car, said Jake was the one that came up with invented the car.
The first car,
got it from him. Henry Ford was just the one that had created the assembly, mass production.
Yeah, he was the first one to mass-produce cars.
But that all came from us, man. All right. So go back to the page. Yeah. So shout out to the elder, man. That was bad. Go back to the page. We was at the exploitation.
Yeah, we read that.
All right. Go to the next page. You go to the next page. Yeah, the second paragraph. The Carthaginians.
The Carthaginians were Semites.
So remember it said Hannibal said he was of Semitic lineage. Okay, now it says the Carthaginians were Semites. Go ahead.
Akin in blood and features.
Now I'm taking the long route. I'm building up. All right, I'm taking the long route. He's what? Read it again.
The Carthaginians were Semites.
So the Carthaginians were Semites, right? Go ahead.
Akin in blood and features to the ancient Jews.
You see that? All right. Like I said, it was Asher and Zebulon, majority of Asher and Zebulon that was in Carthage when we was ruling Carthage. Go ahead, read on.
Their language now and then struck a Hebraic note, as when it called the chief magistrates shofets.
Read.
The Hebrew shofetim, or
Judges. Go ahead.
The men grew beards, but usually shaved the upper lip with bronze razors.
So we did grow our beards, but we shaved our mustache. Go ahead.
Most of them wore a fez or a turban, shoes or sandals, and a long, loose gown. But the upper classes adopted the Greek style of dress, dyed their robes with purple, and fringed them with glass beads.
So we still had fringes on. Glass beads. Go ahead.
The woman led, for the most part, a veiled and secluded life. They could rise to the high place in the priesthoods, but otherwise had to be contented with the sovereignty of their charms.
Go down. Let me see if I want anything else. Read that. The Carthaginians appeared.
Where we at?
The bottom paragraph. The Carthaginians appeared.
The Carthaginians appear at their worst in their religion.
So, of course, we was in idolatry. We appear at our worst in religion. Read.
Which, again, we know only from their enemies. The ancestors in Phoenicia had worshipped Baal Molech and Astarte as personifying the male and female principles in nature and the sun and moon in the sky. The Carthaginians addressed similar devotions to corresponding deities, Baal Haman and Tanith.
Okay, read that part again.
The Carthaginians appear at their worst in their religion, which again we know only from their enemies. Their ancestors in Phoenicia had worshipped Baal Molech and Astarte.
Right. So we get it. Of course, we get it from. Remember, we was around Tyre and Zidon. All right, so we was around them. They worshiped that, so of course we took after them. All right, give me Matthew 4:15. Hey, go to. Do you have travels in North Africa? Tell me you have that. Travels in North Africa. Nahum Slows. If you don't have it, let me see. You can go ahead and read that. If y'all want to say something real quick. There's a couple stuff popping up in my head.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 15.
Hey, also, I'm all over the place. Hey, pull this up. The elder just sent this on the right there. Because remember, going back to, we said that the Jake was the first that came up with the concept of the car. Right? Watch this. Thanks, Elder.
Frederick Douglass Patterson was the first African-American to build motorized cars.
Damn! Go read that again.
Frederick Douglass Patterson was the first African-American to build motorized cars.
Read.
His father, Charles Rich Patterson, a former enslaved person, created C.R. Patterson and Sons Company, located in Greenfield, Ohio, beginning in 1865.
All the way in 1865. Go ahead.
The company built fashionable carriages.
Damn. So Frederick Douglass Patterson was the first African-American to build a motorized car.
Officer, wasn't that the so-called first year we were freed from slavery?
Right.
So the first year we were
as soon
free
as we came
from
out,
so-called
we
slavery,
already
we invented vehicles.
Yeah, we invented cars. Hey, that's why Esau tried so hard to keep us down, man. They tried their hardest to suppress our intellect. They wanted to keep us doing like menial jobs, doing dumb stuff, keep us on the plantation because our minds, they couldn't control. Listen, once they freed us, it was a wrap.
They know our mind's a weapon.
Yeah.
So it's like Deuteronomy 28:48. It says, you're going to have a yoke of iron upon you until thou be destroyed. When our mind's destroyed, they know they can remove that yoke of iron because their true weapon, their mind, is destroyed and they have no knowledge of themselves or their God. So as long as we keep their mind in check, they're not going to go anywhere.
Damn.
So once we start waking up, our minds start waking up, and we keeping these commandments, and we believe who we are, we know who we are, that's when the persecution is really going to come down. They're going to try to put us back in check by persecuting the body. But the Lord said, don't be afraid of those that can harm the body.
Right.
But be afraid of him that could destroy the body and the soul in what? In hellfire. Right. So,
hey, there was another TikTok. It was a sister who invented the HVAC system. coming out of
all praises for her.
Hey, for real. I think it was back in like 1890s or something like that, but she invented the HVAC system.
God bless her soul.
Oh, praises. Hold on 1 second. Y'all want to say something, Officer Yakin?
Yeah, I can. You want to read that for you? 28?
Yeah, read that. Yeah.
No, I'm trying to look for something real quick, man. Hold on. We sidebarring a little bit, but it's all right.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
Until he has destroyed us. Now he first physically put us down, and now mentally will destroy us, so he can remove those chains, because we're not going to do what he wants us to do. We're not going to go against his wishes. He knows the power that's in our mind. That's why 2 Corinthians 10 says, we don't war against flesh and blood. Even though they do hurt the body, but we're not really warring against the body. We're warring against our minds and the things that are in here, because this right here that's in our mind is a weapon. It's the most powerful weapon we got. And Esau knows that. Let's read that in 2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God, to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations.
Think about it, we're here to cast down imaginations. We're going against the minds of people. We're going against the imaginations in the minds of our people. These are things we can't see. These are concepts and ideas that we're destroying through the vehemency of the Spirit of the Lord with the Bible. That's why Hebrews says this weapon, this sword right here, the Word of God is a two-edged sword. So just like it cuts the people we're teaching, it's going to cut us as well if we don't have our mind right. Read.
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalt itself against the knowledge of God.
Any thought you have that goes against this Bible, we're supposed to throw it down. Not just within ourselves, but within those that we're supposed to be teaching. Read.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
Not to the obedience of Esau, not to the obedience of our enemies, but to the obedience of Christ, our Master, our Lord, and our Savior. We're supposed to be thinking upon him and the things he did and how to follow him in keeping these commandments. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what he commanded us all the way in Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Y'all, you ready, Officer Jess?
Yeah, I'm about to send it. Okay. 1 second.
Deuteronomy 10 and 12, then I'll wrap it. I'll finish it. It's nothing new. This is nothing new. People think the New Testament is actually something new, but it's not. All of this has been alluded to in the Old.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Let's see what he requires of us.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
You see, we got to do these things, but at the same time, we also have to serve him with our mind, with our heart, with our soul. It's not enough just going through the motions. We actually have to meditate on his laws day and night. You can't. That's what the Pharisees were doing. They were doing these things outwardly, but in their mind there was malice, there was hatred, there was fornications, there was adulteries. So here you are doing these things, coming to the Sabbath. You have fringes on, but then in your mind you got hatred for your brother.
Right.
You're looking at your sister in lust. You're committing adultery. You're doing this. You're doing that. We're supposed to serve him in body and in spirit. With our mind, we're supposed to be meditating on these things all the time. It's not enough just doing them outwardly. You'll be a hypocrite just like the Pharisees. And he says, if your righteousness doesn't surpass the righteousness of the Pharisees, you're not going anywhere.
Yep.
So you better take heed.
Hey,
we all should take heed. My bad.
Hey, shout out to Hezron for sending me. Hey.
You all right, Hezron?
Yeah, you okay.
Say, you all right?
Yeah, all right.
Let me see. Let me share it real quick. He found a sister. I said that.
HVAC?
HVAC?
Yeah. It wasn't. Hey, read that real quick. Watch this.
Alice H. Parker. 1895 to 1920.
Read.
Was an African-American inventor who was active in the early 1900s. She is most widely recognized for her patent filed for a gas furnace.
So she invented the gas furnace. You know, it's cold as hell. So remember, we used to use wood wood logs and stuff like that, but that will only heat up but so far. She invented a whole gas furnace. Go ahead, read on.
She is most widely recognized for her patent filed for a gas furnace, which served as the basis for the development of modern heating systems in use today.
They still using that same concept today from what she invented. Early life, go ahead.
Alice H. Parker was born in 1895 in Morristown, New Jersey, where she grew up some of her life. Parker was a highly educated woman who graduated with honors in 1910 from Howard University Academy, a historically African-American university that accepted both male and female students since its founding in November 1866.
Go down to inventions. Let's get to the point. I don't want to read all of this. Invention right there. Yep.
At the time, central gas heating had yet to be developed, so people relied on burning coal or wood as their main source of heating.
Right. If you got wood, you see it at Tabernacles or whatever, you got to get around. You got to get up close. Yeah. Right? Go ahead.
While furnaces and the concept of central heating have been around since the Roman Empire, the science hardly advanced in the years that followed, and the heating methods utilized by the end of the 19th century were still relatively primitive in nature.
Read.
Parker felt that the fireplace alone was not enough to keep her and her home warm during the cold New Jersey winter.
Hey, you know we're going to make a way. If it's cold as hell, we're going to find a way to warm up. To the point, I don't know what made her go to this extreme.
Cold as hell.
It was cold as hell. That winter, it was cold as hell. That was a different winter. That was a different winter. Go ahead.
You get real creative in hard times.
You get real creative in hard times.
You know, you hungry, you start making up food, combining everything. All right, I'm going to put that in the sandwich.
Get that quote real quick about hard times. Get that quote real quick. Because, hey, you don't know what type of winter that was at that point when she said, we need...
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Yo, it's similar to us as in our affliction, we're going to seek him early. Like, we're going to seek the Lord now. We're going to find a way.
But I need some wisdom.
Pull that quote up real quick.
And also, if you don't mind, when we're done reading, I have a scripture.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Psalms.
All right.
Go ahead.
Hard times create strong men.
So hard times create strong men. Go ahead.
Strong men create good times.
And then those strong men, they also create the good times.
Good times create weak men.
And then now the good times, they create weak men now. Because you ain't got to do nothing. Because it's been created already from the strong men. The hard times that our forefathers went through, like with the sister, that was hard times. Remember, you got black codes, Jim Crow laws. You have a lot of sharecropping, even though she was in Jersey, but there was stuff still set up against us. That was hard times. In that hard time, she was able to come and her mind was able to create a gas furnace. All right, go ahead.
Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times.
Yeah, weak men.
Mind you, that gas furnace is global now.
Global.
It's used globally.
Yes.
It's not just here in America. It's global.
And it's high as hell. The bill high as hell as soon as you turn it on, too. Yep. But anyway, good times create weak men because we didn't know where that come from. Now you could just turn it. You got a thermostat. You could just hit the button and turn it on. You ain't got to do nothing, right? But she created the gas. She created the gas furnace, man, in hard times. All right, so that's a feat. And even though coming out of slavery and so forth and the things we was going through, like the brother that created the car. Yep. Mm-hmm. So a lot of inventions and stuff was happening during slavery, coming out of slavery, and so forth. So, right. All praises, damn.
Right. Hey, can we get Ecclesiastes 1 really quick? Because it's always been known in the scripture, even during that time, that Israelites were known for creating inventions. Like we talked about with the the Carthaginians that made the navies. Remember, King Solomon had a navy that went out 3 times in a year to get apes, peacocks, and all those things. So those are things that are done over and over again. We create different inventions, but it's always done with wisdom. Read that really quick. Ecclesiastes 1.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse
verse 9 or 10.
9.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
Verse 10.
Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us.
So a lot of inventions that have been created in the later times, a lot of times they've been created before, and just in a different way. But it's always the Lord that puts the Spirit on our people to create those things.
Right.
Go to Proverbs chapter 8. Read verse 12.
Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 12. I, wisdom, dwell with the prudence and find out knowledge of witty inventions.
Of what?
Of witty inventions.
So the Lord puts the Spirit on man to find out witty inventions. Those navies that Solomon built was witty inventions. I'll give you another example. Go to Amos chapter 6 and verse 3. Witty inventions that our people always created.
Amos chapter 6 and verse 3. Ye that put far away the evil day, and cause the seat of violence to come near, that lie upon beds of ivory, and stretch themselves upon their couches, and eat the lambs out of the flock, and the calves out of the midst of the stall.
Read on.
That chant to the sound of the viol.
That chant to the sound of the viol, which is an instrument. Go ahead.
And invent to themselves instruments of music.
Go ahead.
Like David.
So the Israelites during this time were creating different instruments of music. David himself, when you read in Chronicles, he created different instruments to play music. So these were witty inventions that we were using during this time. The Lord had to put the Spirit on us to create those inventions. You had something on?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go to Bell and the Dragon really quick. Another witty invention. Verse 23, I think. Yep.
Hey, I know we sidebar a little bit, but it's it's well worth it.
Bell and the Dragon, verse 23.
Yeah.
And in that same place there was a great dragon, which they of Babylon worshipped. And the king said unto Daniel, wilt thou also...
Verse 27. Let's jump to the point.
Verse 27. Then Daniel took pitch and fat and hair and did seethe them together.
So Daniel, remember, in the book of Daniel, it said the Lord blessed Daniel with wisdom of different things. Him and the 3 brothers that were with him. So now Daniel's about to create something. It says he grabbed pitch, fat, hair, and sieved them all together. Go ahead.
And made lumps thereof. This he put in the dragon's mouth. And so the dragon burst in asunder. And Daniel said, lo, these are the gods ye worship.
What did Daniel just do? He created a witty invention. Our forefathers, foremothers have always been known to create witty inventions. How? With the Spirit of the Lord. That's what Esau knew about us. But go ahead, Austin.
Hey, just to back up with Daniel, give me Daniel 1 and verse 4. Daniel 1 and 4. And we're going to get Isaiah 38 and verse 7. Read that. Daniel 1 and 4.
The book of Daniel, chapter 1 and verse 4. Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom.
So Daniel was skillful in all wisdom. Go ahead.
And cunning in knowledge.
Cunning in all knowledge. Read.
And understanding science.
So how you think he was able to put together a bomb? Yeah. He understood science. He knew what was going on. He was a genius. Daniel was a genius. Go ahead.
And such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans.
Yo, the king wanted to like, yo, we got to keep this brother. We got to keep him around. You know? So Daniel was a genius. Now give me Isaiah 38 and verse 7. Hey, look up sundial.
Yep.
Now we was telling time all the way back when.
think even the North Star used to be called the Phoenician Star. We were the first ones to actually use it for navigation.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'll look that up.
Go ahead, read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 7. And
38 verse 7.
38 verse 7. And this shall be a sign unto thee from the Lord, that the Lord will do this thing that he hath spoken. Behold, I will bring again the shadow of the degrees, which is gone down in the sundial of Ahaz, 10 degrees backward. So the sun returned 10 degrees, by which degrees it was gone down.
You see that? So we had a sundial. All right? Look, this is the sundial right here. So we told time by the sun. Read that, sundial.
Sundial. A sundial is a horological device that tells the time of day, referred to as civil time in modern usage, when direct sunlight shines by the apparent position.
Now, hold on. Now, this time, Isaiah, the Most High, brought back the day before. Like he went back in the time. He went back in time. One day. Go ahead.
When direct sunlight shines by the apparent position of the sun in the sky. In the narrowest sense of the word, it consists of a flat plate, the dial, and a gnom, which casts a shadow onto the dial. As the sun appears to move through the sky, the shadow aligns with different hour lines, which are marked on the dial to indicate the time of day.
So you can stop it there. So look, we had sundials at that time. We had sundials.
Hey, my fault.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
Officer Jez, remember we just read in Ecclesiastes 1 that there's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
We do the same things over and over again.
Right.
Who created the clock in America? Benjamin Banneker,
Right.
a black man. So it's the Israelites that's always used by the Lord to create the inventions that people need in the world.
Right. Shit. Hey, sorry, but we started trying to tell time to get off the plantations.
All right.
Like, yo, look, I got to get out of here. Get the hell out of
Where
here.
the sun at?
It's break time. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. Hey, let's get back on track. All praise, all praises. Go now. Oh yeah, I wanted. Give me that page. The first page I had before. Yep, blow that up. This is Travels in North Africa. Nahum Schloss. 1927. Read that.
But were all the Carthaginians Trinitarians or polytheists?
Meaning they worship the Trinity. Go ahead.
We learn from several inscriptions that side by side with the temples of Baal and of Tanit, of the emanation, or the face of Baal, or the name of Baal, stood the temples wherein high priests ministered to Baal Shamim, the god of heaven. Other inscriptions indicate that certain tribes...
We call the damn devil the god of heaven. Go ahead.
Other inscriptions indicate that certain tribes of Asher...
Of who?
Of Asher.
Of Asher, read.
And of Zebulun.
And of Zebulun, read.
Lived in Carthage ever since the foundation of the city.
You see that? So we were in Carthage, all right? Primarily the tribes of Asher and Zebulun. I say primarily because probably remnants of other tribes of us was there too. So primarily Asher and Zebulun, all right?
They were called Punics.
Yep.
From Phoenician.
Right, Punics. So. Okay. Read on.
On the most beautiful sarcophagus found by Père de la Terre among the ruins of Carthage, there is a seal which bears a Hebrew inscription such as were common in Jerusalem, to Joab. It is well known that this name is composed of two parts, and Jehovah is Father. A great lord of Carthage, therefore, bore the name of a Jew faithful to God. Equally surprising is the fact that the same name, Joab, that of David's general, figures in the folklore of Africa as the conqueror of that country.
Damn.
Read that again.
That's crazy.
read that again.
Equally surprising is the fact that the same name, Joab, that of David's general, figures in the folklore of Africa as the conqueror of that country.
Damn. Go ahead.
This name may be met with at
Limson,
Tebessa, and the Oud Nun of
Mauritania.
Mauritania. Other Phoenician inscriptions bear the theophoric forms of the name Jehovah, such as Joaz, Joel, etc.
So these names were found in Carthage. You had names like David, Joab, Joaz, Joel. So you had these names in Carthage. Now give me Matthew's. Oh, you got something? I'm sorry.
No,
go ahead.
I was just gonna mention what you just said. What it just said there about the same name Joab, that of David's general figures in the folklore of Africa as the conqueror of that country.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it was some stories in Kings and Chronicles where David would just send out Joab to go and take a city or a country.
Right.
And he would tell David, come before I take the city so your name can be upon it. So David would send out Joab, and Joab would take a lot of countries over by himself with his army.
He's a one-man army himself.
Remember, the Edomites, they feared. They said, yo, we're not coming back into the land until we found out David and Joab were dead.
Yo, in that same book, Nahum Schultz, it said that the Philistines, we pushed them into North Africa. Mm-hmm. And they said Goliath, they said they descend from Goliath. And they said that when you mention the name David or Joab, anything like that, much hatred come upon them. Like, you can't be amongst them and mention those names because of the hatred they have for our forefathers, for we whipped their behinds. All right?
It's like Columbus to the natives.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, you got that Matthew 4:15?
Mm-hmm. The book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 15.
Read.
The land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles.
Galilee of the Gentiles. Hey, we have a map where Asher and Zebulun dwelt. Galilee. Why are they called Gentiles? Because guess what? They were following Baal, idolatry. So they became Gentiles. The northern kingdom became Gentiles. So they were called Gentiles. Blow that up. Yep. So you see that? Asher dwelt right near the sea, near Tyre and Sidon, and then you have Zebulun right below. Okay. All right, you can take that down. All right, now give me go back to Caesar and Christ. Go back to Caesar and Christ. Let's get back to Hannibal. Remember, it said Hannibal was of Semitic lineage. Semitic lineage. Next page. Hey, read this part right here. I'm trying to find another book that go along with that. The second paragraph.
When the Romans destroyed Carthage, they presented the libraries they found there to their African allies.
So, listen, when Rome destroyed Carthage, the libraries that we had, they gave it to Ham. They gave it to Ham. So you think Ham don't know? They have all Ham. They shared our records amongst themselves. All right. There's another book that's the older book, 1670. John Ogilvy. It said that they destroyed a lot of our records. They burnt a lot of our. They said the Romans burnt the Punic records. So they were burning some stuff. Then they were giving some stuff over to Ham. All right. So they were sharing our records amongst themselves. Okay. Give me next page. Next page. Let's get to Hannibal. Let's get to Hannibal real quick. Yep. Let me see. Next page. Read that. The Punic leader.
The Punic leader was now 28 years old, at his prime in the body and mind. Mm-hmm. In addition to a Carthaginian gentleman's schooling in the languages, literatures, and history of Phoenicia and Greece, he had received a soldier's training through 19 years in camp.
Right. Hey, so remember, the Spartans did the same thing. They call it the agoge, where you would go away to like a soldier's training, like a camp, to become a man, learn how to fight, all of that. So we was doing the same thing here. Go ahead.
He had disciplined his body to hardship, his appetite to moderation.
So he knew how to eat. Remember, a little is sufficient for a man well nourished. All right. He disciplined his body to hardship to be able to take tortures and so forth. So obviously he was fasting and building his body up for war. Go ahead.
His appetite to moderation, his tongue to silence,
Read.
his thought to objectivity. He could run or ride with the swiftest, hunt or fight with the bravest. He was, quote, the first to enter the battle.
So Hannibal was the first to get in the battle, read.
Says the hostile Levy, and the last to abandon the field.
And he's the last one to leave the field. He was the first to get in, the last one to leave. Go ahead.
The veterans loved him because in his commanding presence and piercing eyes, they saw their old leader, Hamilcar, return to them in fresh youth.
Right, that was Hannibal's father, Hamilcar. Go ahead.
The recruits liked him because he wore no distinctive dress, never rested till he had provided for his army's needs, and shared with them all sufferings and gains.
Right, go to the next page. Let's skip around, get to the point. Go down. Yep, let's read here. I just want to get to where he conquered Italy.
Hannibal led his troops north toward Vienna, and then struck eastward into the Alps. Celtic hordes had crossed those ranges before him, and he too might have done it without extraordinary hardship, had it not been for the hostility of the Alpine tribes and the difficulty of getting his elephants through narrow or precipitous passages. Early in September, after a climb of 9 days, he reached the summit and found it covered with snow. There, he let his men and animals rest for 2 days, and then began the downward march through passes steeper than the ascent, over roads sometimes buried by landslides and often paved with ice. Many soldiers and beasts lost their footing or tumbled to their deaths. Hannibal spurred on his despairing forces by pointing out to them in the distant south the green fields and sparkling streams of Italy.
Right, because look, Italy is right there. That's what we want. That's what we're trying to get to. Italy. That's what we want to conquer. Go ahead.
That paradise.
All right, go down. Go ahead. Oh, read on. I'm sorry.
That paradise he promised them would soon be theirs.
So Hannibal said, look, you see over there, Italy? That's what we want. That paradise is going to be ours soon. Let's keep pushing. So he's exhorting the men. Hannibal's exhorting them. Go ahead.
After 17 days in the Alps.
Go down. Let's start skipping around. Yep. Hannibal now controlled.
Go down a little bit.
Right there.
Hannibal now controlled all northern Italy.
So now Hannibal conquered Italy. He controlled all northern Italy. Read.
But he knew that he was still outnumbered 10-1 by a resolute foe.
Read.
His only hope laying in persuading.
All right, so that's all you had, right? Yeah, give me Wikipedia. How long? Just put in how long Hannibal ruled Italy. Some of y'all may already know this because, like I said, we went into it time past, but we may have some new people online, so we just going back over it, touching it briefly about Hannibal. Blow that up. Read that.
15 years. Hannibal occupied most of southern Italy for 15 years.
So listen, Hannibal conquered Italy for 15 years. He ruled Italy for 15 years. Go ahead.
The Romans, led by Fabius Maximus, avoided directly engaging him.
They did not want a head-on fight with him. So they just directly, by all means, didn't even bother him. Go ahead.
Instead, waging a war of attrition, the Fabian strategy. Carthaginian defeats in Hispania prevented Hannibal from being reinforced, and he was unable to win a decisive victory.
It says Carthaginian defeats in Hispania prevented Hannibal. His brother Hasdrubal was over in Spain. He had a war going on over there, so his brother wasn't able to come to his aid and help him. So with that happening, he was unable to win a decisive victory and keep ruling Italy. All right.
So this is like they were world powers during this time.
Yeah. He took over 15 years. We had Italy ruled by. Let's. What color was Hannibal? Let's get that page real quick. You had it up before. Remember, it said he was of Semitic lineage. Of Semitic lineage. Come on, you just had the page up. I don't know where it went. Oh boy, they just had the page up. I just looked at it. They had it the whole time.
Yep. You know, it's crazy, officer. When you think of world powers, the first thing that comes to your mind is the President of America, Putin.
Yeah.
Shoot, you even think of Rome, like Julius Caesar, all those rulers and stuff. But you never think of Hannibal. You never think of Solomon. You never think of David. You never think of all of our leaders that were world powers in their time.
Yeah, you go to Rome now, you don't see no statues of Hannibal.
Mm-hmm.
But Hannibal did rule Italy.
Yep.
He did rule Italy for 15 years. All right. Bro, y'all ain't find it yet? Y'all just had it. The literary arts. Dang. Blow it up. Hey, read the top. Read it. Go. Do you have the cover? You have the cover? You don't? Just read the top. The title right here anyway.
The black man and his antecedents.
The black man and his antecedents. Okay, meaning his forefathers, his ancestors. All right? The black man and his antecedents. Go down to the blue highlight.
Hanno, the father of Hamilcar and grandfather of Hannibal, was a Negro.
Read that again.
Hanno, the father of Hamilcar and grandfather of Hannibal, was a Negro.
Read.
These are the antecedents.
These are the antecedents. Hey, look up that word antecedents. That's not an ordinary Negro word. Look that up real quick. Antecedents. So they know Hannibal was a Negro, a black man of Semitic lineage, because they know we are the Jews. They know that.
Damn. Whole lineage.
Yeah, the whole lineage. They know that.
Antecedent. A thing or event that existed before.
Nah, go down, go down. Yeah, okay, go to synonyms. Yeah, right there. Precursor.
Synonyms. Precursor, forerunner, predecessor.
All right, so predecessors, forerunner, your forefathers. All right, the next says previous, earlier, prior, foregoing, preceding. So before our time, all right? Our forefathers before our time. All right, go back. Read it again from the top.
Hanno, the father of Hamilcar and grandfather of Hannibal, was a Negro.
Hey, pull up the other page again that he was of Semitic lineage. Pull that page up. That's why we do what's called cross-reference. You got to cross-reference the books. And y'all lost that too, huh? Yep, there you go. Can you do it side by side? Yeah, do it side by side real quick. 1 second, Israel.
Oh, damn. I doubted y'all. Y'all got it.
Yeah, they got, woo.
Wow, bro.
Woo. Hold up. Yep. Bam.
You want from the Semitic genius?
Read the,
Blue.
No, yeah, read, yeah, you should have swapped it, but it's all right. Read the Semitic genius first. Read that first.
The Semitic genius is grand, poetic, fierce, but it is destitute of humor. We know but of one celebrated man of Semitic lineage.
Of what?
Semitic lineage.
We know one celebrated man of a Semitic lineage. Read.
That loved a jest, the Carthaginian Hannibal.
The Carthaginian Hannibal of Semitic lineage. Now let's go back to the other page.
Hanno, the father of Hamilcar and grandfather of Hannibal,
Read.
was a Negro.
Was a what?
A Negro.
He was an Israelite. Hannibal was a black man of Semitic lineage. They know that he was an Israelite. Read on. Watch
These are antecedents of the enslaved blacks on this continent.
Damn. They know we all Israelites.
Damn.
All praises. All praises. All right. So you could drop that. You could drop that. We're going to take should we take a break? Let's keep moving.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, let's keep moving. Give me Septimius Severus. Septimius Severus. We still dealing with the blacks that ruled Italy. Septimius Severus. Do y'all have that page? Septimius Severus? Y'all should. We went over it. Y'all should have it. It's been a while, though. Caesar and Christ. Y'all may have it. Y'all may not. Let's see. Caesar and Christ.
While we wait, you mind if I get it?
Yep, go ahead.
Hey, get Job 8 and 8.
My man, there it is.
Oh, you got it? Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, let's read that.
This is chapter 29.
Just go to the collapse of the empire. Just go to the collapse of the empire.
The collapse of the empire, A.D. 193 to 305.
That was 29, though. That was 29.
All praises. A Semitic dynasty.
You see what they call it? A Semitic dynasty. This is the downfall of Rome, the Roman Empire. Downfall of the Roman Empire, and then they let you know a Semitic dynasty came into power. Go ahead.
On January 1st, 193, a few hours after the assassination of Commodus, the Senate met in a transport of happiness and chose as emperor one of its most respected members, whose just administration as prefect.
Take your time.
Come on. I'm going to start from the top. On January 1st, 193, a few hours after the assassination of Commodus, the Senate met in a transport of happiness and chose as emperor one of its most respected members, whose just administration as prefect of the city had continued the finest traditions of the Antonines.
All right, go down. Let's get to the point here. Next page. Let me see. Next page. Wait. Go back. Yeah, right here. Africa, which was at this time.
Africa, which was at this time providing Christianity with its ablest defenders, gave birth, 146, and early schooling to Septimius. Brought up in a family of Punic-speaking Phoenicians, he studied literature and philosophy in Athens.
Right, so they letting you know he's an Israelite. He was a Punic-speaking Phoenician, right? Same as Hannibal. Go ahead.
And practiced law in Rome.
And practiced law where?
In Rome.
So he practiced law. He went to Rome to practice law there. Go ahead.
Despite the Semitic accent of his Latin, he was among the best educated Romans of his time, and liked to surround himself with poets and philosophers. But he did not allow philosophy to impede his wars or poetry to soften his character. He was a man of handsome features, strong physique, and simple dress, hardy in hardship, clever in strategy, fearless in battle, ruthless in victory. He conversed with wit, judged with penetration, lied without scruple, loved money more than honor, and governed with cruelty and competence.
That's it on that.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
See if you got the page now where it says that he said that Septimius Severus was black. Let me see. Y'all know what I'm talking about? All right, hold on. Let me see. It's an old book. It's a real old book. Very old book. No? Anything? All right. All right, I'm sending it to you. Hold on. I'm sending it to you right now. 1 second. Officer Abaddon, go ahead. You about to bring something out, right?
Yeah, get Job 8 and 8. Just touching on, because there's a lot of history that we're going over with the Carthaginians, the Holy Roman Empire with Septimius, all this stuff. You hear these things, and it's a shocker when you hear them for the first time listeners out there. That's why the scripture says this. Read that.
Job chapter 8 and verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
So Job himself is telling you, inquire, I beg you, of the former age. Read on.
And prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
You have to prepare yourself for the search of your fathers. Because the thing that you hear about your fathers is going to go against the common things that you hear in the world. The things that we learn in IUIC, these are things that go against the education that's taught in our schools. So that's why the Lord says, prepare yourself for the search of your fathers. Read on.
For we are but of yesterday, and know nothing.
We are but of yesterday. It doesn't matter what education you've been through. Some of you have been to college. That's your highest education. Some of you, your highest education was high school. Some of you have done many years in college. But guess what? We know nothing.
Right.
That's it, officer. Go ahead.
All praises. Hey, this book right here is from the 1700s. It's called The History of the Ancient Surnames of Buchanan. All right. So a book like this is just about ancient surnames. So you wouldn't think much is in it, right? Watch this. Start at the Wall of Abercorn. The Wall of Abercorn is the whole point of the gist of what's being talked about here. But watch this.
The Wall of Abercorn. So that from that adventure, that wall is said to have obtained the denomination retained as yet of Graham's Dyke, which denomination others assert to be taken from Emperor Severus.
So, all right. So now he says, so that from that adventure, that wall is said to have obtained the denomination retained as yet of Graham's Dyke, which denomination others assert to be taken from Emperor Severus. Watch this. Read on.
Who repaired that wall.
So Septimius Severus repaired the wall. Go ahead.
Which was first begun by Julius Agricola.
So it was first begun, the repair of the wall was first begun by Julius Agricola, right? Go ahead.
In the reign of the Emperor Domitian.
In Domitian's reign. One of the last feather. Go ahead.
The reason given for the last is that Severus.
Read it slow. That Severus, Septimius Severus, read.
Being born in Africa, was of a very black and swarthy complexion.
Damn. Black as hell. And remember, he was of a Punic Phoenician. He was an Israelite.
Right.
The same as Hannibal. Now, Elder just sent me something else. Pull it. Go back to the page. Let me show you what Septimius Severus did. Go back. Yeah, right. Yep. Those two right here. Watch this. Blow it up. Go ahead.
Lucius Septimius Severus, April 11th, 145 to 4th of April, 211, was a Roman politician who served as emperor.
So he served as emperor. Go ahead.
From 193 to 211.
So he was the emperor of Rome. He was the emperor. Go ahead.
He was born in Leptis Magna, present-day Al-Qums, Libya, in the Roman province of Africa.
Read.
As a young man, he advanced through the customary succession of offices under the reigns of Marcus Aurelius and Commodus.
So he came up under Marcus Aurelius and Commodus. They were emperors. All right, read.
Severus seized power after the death of the Emperor Pertinax in 193 during the year of the 5 emperors.
So he seized power and became emperor. Okay, he seized power in 193 AD. All right. I think right before him, it was Didius Julius, something like that. I forgot his name. All right. But that was the year of the 5 emperors. But he was the one that seized power. He issued in the Dark Ages.
Was it the 4 emperors?
But it said the year of the 5.
Oh, it's 5? Okay.
Yeah. So Septimius Severus is the one that issued in the Dark Ages. It started with him, a black man. All right. Watch this.
Pertinax's successor in Rome, Didius Julianus, had bought the...
Hold on. Go up. Yeah. All right. This is the other one I sent you, right? All right, go ahead.
Pertinax's successor in Rome.
In Rome. We're dealing with Rome, Italy. Go ahead.
Didius Julianus.
So, Didius Julianus. Go ahead.
Had bought the emperorship in an auction.
How you buy the emperorship in an auction? He went to the auction to become an emperor. Go ahead.
Julianus was
Julianus
was condemned to death by the Senate and killed. Severus took possession of Rome without opposition.
Severus, a black man, took possession of Rome. Go ahead.
He executed Pertinax's murderers and dismissed the rest of the Praetorian Guard.
Read.
Filling its ranks with royal troops. Filling its ranks with loyal troops from his own legion.
So he had his own army. And he filled the Praetorian Guard. He got rid of them, killed them, and then he brought his own men in, loyal men amongst them. And they took over, and he became the emperor. He seized power of Rome, emperor of Rome. Go ahead. Black man, read.
The legions of Syria have proclaimed Praesinius Niger emperor. At the same time, Severus felt it reasonable to offer Clodius Albinus, the powerful governor of Britannia, who had probably supported Didius against him, the rank of Caesar, which implied some claim to the succession.
Now, listen. The fact of the matter is we focusing on the fact that it was black men that ruled Italy, that ruled Rome, okay? Now, we was in much evil at this time, much evil. We just, Septimius Severus, issued in the Dark Ages, but we still keeping the pagan customs of Rome. We were still doing the same thing as Rome. We were still being persecuted, okay? Those of us that were still trying to spread the gospel at that time were still being persecuted even by him and other Negroes that came after him, all right, that ruled the Holy Roman Empire, as it was called. Okay, read on.
With his rear...
So there was some evil. Even though it was black men that ruled, we was evil as hell in rulership. Go ahead.
With his rear safe, he moved to the east and crushed Niger's forces at the Battle of Issus, 194. While campaigning against Byzantium, he ordered that tomb of his fellow Carthaginian Hannibal to be covered with fine marble.
So he dedicated, he built the tomb for a better tomb for Hannibal to be covered in fine marble. Why? Because they the same people.
He said his fellow Carthaginians.
His fellow Carthaginians.
Punic.
An Israelite.
From Semitic origin.
From Semitic origin, Semitic lineage. A black man. These are black men here. Go ahead.
He devoted the following year to suppressing Mesopotamia and other Parthian vassals who had backed Niger. Afterwards, Severus declared his son, Caracalla, as his successor, which caused Albinus to be hailed emperor by his troops and to invade Gaul. After a short stay in Rome, Severus moved north to meet him. Scroll down a little bit.
I think that's it.
Okay, Severus moved north to meet him on 19th of February, 197, at the Battle of.
You keep saying Niger.
Yeah.
Nigger. You know you're scared to say it.
Yeah, he indoctrinated. Niger.
Niger.
Go ahead, say it. Real quick.
Say it.
Nigger.
Nigger.
That's the only way you know how to say it.
Yeah. You had to ask, get permission.
Yeah, you got to get permission. I wonder if it's okay.
Can I say it?
From Massa. Damn. All right. So what we showing you thus far is that Hannibal, a black man of Semitic lineage, ruled Italy 15 years. Then we brought up to Septimius Severus, 193 AD, issued in the Dark Ages, ruled Italy, ruled Rome. Okay, black. same of Semitic lineage, a black man. These were Israelites that ruled Italy. All right. Now, let's move on to the Moors. Let's move on to the Moors. Move on to the Moors. Give me Sex and Race. Sex and Race by J.A.R. Rogers. Very good book. This is volume 1, Sex and Race, volume 1. You look like that.
Joe's crazy.
Go down. Go down. Yep, Italy, right there. Yep. Read that.
Italy. The Moors also dominated parts of Italy.
So we also dominated parts of Italy. Okay. What time period? Read.
In 846 A.D., they laid siege to Rome.
Hey, do y'all have can you play there's a movie called True Romance. The elder always play it. True Romance. Are y'all able to play it?
True Romance.
Yeah, it's a movie clip.
Yeah, it's a movie clip. It's a scene with Christopher Walker. He got the one Edomite tied up, and he about to go into the history of
Sicily.
the Moors in Sicily.
Yep, that's it. 4 minutes.
Hey, make sure it's not the clean version.
The Hezekiah version. Everyone says Niger. Niger.
Yeah, play. Hey, first off. Go finish reading that. Go back to the page, and then we'll play it. Go back to the page. Yep.
The Moors also dominated parts of Italy.
Mm-hmm.
In 846 A.D., they laid siege to Rome.
Once again, we was in Rome ruling, and then we gonna get into we were slaves. All right, but we dominated Italy. We dominated Rome. Go ahead.
In 878, they captured Sicily from the Normans.
That's Esau. We captured Sicily from the Normans. Read.
And in 898, defeated Otto, second of Germany, in South Italy. As in Spain, they mixed their blood with that of the native Italians.
So we were sleeping with the women. We were sleeping with Edomite women there. Go ahead.
Who at this period had a large infusion of German blood due to the invasion of the Goths and Vandals.
So at this time, you had brown babies. you know the brown babies of Germany from World War II? Well, look, this was an incident. This was an instance of brown babies here in Italy at this time, when we was reigning, when we was ruling. All right. So now, let's play the movie real quick, the movie clip. Y'all got the, y'all know what I'm talking about? All right.
Could I have one of those Chesterfields now? Sure. You got a match? Oh, wait, no, don't bother. I go. You're Sicilian, huh?
Yo, so he said, you a Sicilian, huh? Go ahead.
You know, I read a lot, especially about things, about history. I find that shit fascinating.
Yo, stop it. So he said, I read a lot. He said, especially about history. I find it fascinating. Go ahead.
Here's a fact. I don't know whether you know or not. Sicilians were spawned by niggers.
That's how you say it.
That's how you say it, Hezekiah. Not jazz.
Niger.
The niggas.
He said Sicilian was spawned by niggas. Go ahead. Yo, wait, look at my man's face. You don't know what to say. He's like, oh, snap.
Come again?
Me no negro.
You see, Sicilians have black blood pumping through their hearts. And no, if you don't believe me, you can look it up. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, you see, the Moors conquered Sicily. And the Moors are niggers. See, way back then, Sicilians were like wops from northern Italy. They all had blonde hair and blue eyes. But, well, then the Moors moved in there and, well, they changed the whole country.
Damn.
They did so much fucking with Sicilian women, huh? That they changed the whole bloodline forever. That's why blonde hair and blue eyes became black hair and dark skin. You know, it's absolutely amazing to me to think that to this day, hundreds of years later, that Sicilians still carry that nigger gene. Now this, I'm quoting history. It's written. It's a fact. It's written.
He ain't lying. It is.
No. Your ancestors are niggers. Hey. Yeah. And your great-great-great-great-grandmother fucked a nigger. Oh, yeah. And she had a half nigger kid. Now, if that's a fact, tell me, am I lying? 'Cause you're part eggplant. Hey. You're a cantaloupe.
Man, so mad.
Beautiful.
Hey, hold on. Oh, pause it. You see him taking the gun. He never shot no one himself before. But after he heard this, watch. Go. He gonna say it.
I haven't killed anybody.
The nigga came out of him.
Since 1984.
He came out of here.
The nigga came out of him.
Go to this comedian's son's apartment. Come back with something that tells me where that asshole went. So I can wipe this egg off my face.
All right, that's it. But yeah, he couldn't take it. All right, but that's what we reading. That's what happened. All right, give me get it Nature Knows No Color line, real quick. So Nature Knows No Color line by another book by J.A.R. Rogers. I mean, no, J.A. Rogers. I keep saying J.A.R. J.A. Rogers. Yeah, read that, the inflow.
The inflow of Negroes into...
You can start up top.
Much Negro strain also came into Greece and Turkey through Arabia, whose people for many centuries have been much more mulatto than white. Mm-hmm. The same is true of Egypt and other parts of North Africa, which were once under Turkish rule. Sir Richard Burton, Lawrence of Arabia, and others tell of the absence of color prejudice among the Arabs and of leaders who were, quote-unquote, coal black. The inflow of Negroes into Italy, which had taken place under the Romans and the Moors, continued into the 17th century.
Right, so it says the inflow of Negroes into Italy, which had taken place under the Romans and the Moors, continued into the 17th century. Go ahead.
The slavery of the whites and blacks extended from Constantinople to Rome.
Mm-hmm.
The Phoenicians and
the Venetians.
Oh, Venetians and
Genoese,
great slave traders, brought Negroes in numbers to Italy, where they were used as soldiers.
So now we getting into the slavery of us being in Italy. So we was used as what?
Soldiers, slaves, wrestlers, divers, swimming masters, musicians, jailers, hatchetmen, executioners, pages, and pets for noble ladies.
So a lot of time when you see those pictures, go back to the one picture that he had.
You know, I'm thinking now, I'm remembering in the world I had this Colombian friend, and his stepdad was Italian.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I was around, he'll call me Muli.
Damn.
And Muli is
nigga.
eggplant.
Yeah, eggplant.
It means eggplant.
Damn.
He used to call me Muli all the time.
Still sticks with you this day, huh?
Yeah, right. It's traumatizing.
No, I'm not traumatized. That's I'm proud of that.
I knew you were gonna say it. That was a good name at that time. A Mooley. But this, when it says favorites of noble ladies, pets, they call us pets of noble ladies. All right, this is Lucretia Borgia. All right, Caesar Borgia's sister. Look who she has next to her.
A young child.
A young child, young Israelite.
Black child.
Yep. Okay, they looked at us as pets, man. And I didn't bring the book, Image of the Black and Western Art. I bring it Life Last next show. But I wanted to show, they said that they was having fun. They was having fun with us.
Remember, they still do that today. They adopt these young black children, and then you find out they've been sexually abused, or they make the boys wear dresses and all this other stuff. They do that today.
Hey, who the is it Madonna? Madonna. She adopted
and the other one is
Charlize
Theron.
Yeah.
She's a true African American.
And oh man,
Angelina Jolie.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yep.
Yeah, they young boys, but then they dress them up as girls. They having fun, man. They doing everything. So look at this.
They have like a gay couple.
Yeah.
Like two men adopt these black children. Like,
and they sodomize them. Wow. You gotta think, why the hell they go all the way to Africa to get kids? You know, it's
Africa, Haiti.
Doing that.
They go to Haiti. They go to they're all over.
Poor countries.
It's a plot.
Yep.
They travel that far to get their lust. That's what they want, them black kids.
So, but that same thing held true here. It started here. Go ahead. Go back to the page. Read on. Pets of note for noble ladies.
3 of the latter were Lucretia Borgia, Isabella of Mantua, and Queen Isabella of Aragon.
Mm-hmm.
The latter wrote her agent in Venice, asking him to send her a Negro blacker in color than the previous one.
Damn. So she said, look, I need something even darker. Go ahead. I need a child that's even darker than what I have. Go ahead.
Unmixed Negroes were generally preferred in the courts and households of the rich to those with a white strain.
Or mulatto. Go ahead.
In Sicily, most of the slaves brought in were unmixed Negroes, accounting in part for the present dark color of its population. Levy, in an article on domestic slavery in the Middle Ages and its importance in anthropology, says the Negroes came from Bornu and were therefore of the purest African strain. Along with these blacks were Saracens.
Right. So they called us. So now we getting into the part of us being enslaved. So understand, once we were we ruled as the Moors. We ruled as Hannibal, Septimius Severus. Then as the Moors, we also ruled Italy, right? But remember, Esau came back into power during the Renaissance. Okay, give me that in Revelation. I think I should have pulled that before I started reading about Septimius Severus. Revelations 13, and I think you can start at verse 1.
Okay.
The bishop pulled it last night.
The book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Read.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power.
Right. Satan gave Esau his power. Read.
And his seat.
And his seat. Read.
And great authority.
And great authority. Read on.
And I saw one of his heads, as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed.
So the head that was wounded to death was Rome, 193 A.D. That's when Septimius Severus came into power. He ushered in the Dark Ages. Okay, that's when blacks, we ruled for nearly hundreds of years. All right. Okay, go ahead, read on.
And all the world wondered at
No, read verse 3 from the top again.
And I saw one of his heads, as it were wounded to death.
So that's the Roman Empire, wounded to death, all right, by Septimius Severus. Rome fell under Septimius Severus. Go ahead.
And his deadly wound was healed.
Now, his deadly wound was healed because Rome came back into power during the Renaissance. They came back into power during the Renaissance. Okay? Go ahead.
And all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
Why? Because they have power. They have power, economic power and military power. All right? So ancient Rome fell. The ancient Roman Empire fell under Septimius Severus, 193 A.D. Then Rome, deadly wound was healed. They came back into power during the Renaissance period. All right? So now that's when they started expelling us from Spain, Portugal, Italy, and so forth. And then they brought us back as slaves into these areas in Europe. All right? So that's what we're reading now. We're going into the part where we became slaves. Hey, did y'all get that other page? The one that you had to log into? Was y'all able to get it? All right. All right, go back to, I'll try to get it. Go back to Nature Knows No Color Line. Read that.
Along with these blacks were Saracens, who might have been of any color from black to white. White Saracen slaves were common too. Negro soldiers served beside white ones. It was a Negro who killed Marquis de Pescara, French commander at Castel Novo, Italy in 1496. De Pescara had bribed the Negro to let him enter the castle, but the latter tricked him. In Venice, Negroes were gondoliers.
Right. So, like I said, I left my my book, but gondoliers were like
rode the boats.
Yeah, they rode the boats.
They stood on them with the long sticks.
Yep, that's what that was. Go ahead.
Caldini mentions a Negro shoemaker there. The famous printer Aldo Manuzio had a Negro in his print shop from whom came the phrase printer's devil.
Damn.
One Negro slave gave to the physician of the Queen of Bohemia a cure for snake bite. In a herb shop, one of the most remarkable of its time, had on its sign the head of an Ethiopian. Burckhardt, using the Latin text of Benedictus, a writer of the times, as authority, mentions a Negro, Ethiops, as superior officer at Venice, by which we are justified in thinking of Othello as a Negro.
Othello, right? That's what it said?
Yep.
Yep. So Othello was a black man. Go ahead.
Benedictus gives his name as Johannes and says that because of the service he had rendered the state, the Venetian state had given his widow a pension and a mansion in perpetuity.
Hey, officer, isn't Othello, that's that movie.
Yep.
Shakespeare.
Hey, officer, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Get Psalms chapter 106, verse 34.
Yeah, I got it. I posted the PDF for that thing they're trying to get.
Just like with in
Oh, you
Job.
downloaded it?
Yeah.
All praise.
Just like
when
I'm over here struggling, trying to pull it up. Hey, pull that up. We need that. We definitely need that. We want to. Go ahead, officer.
Just like when in Job it says we have to search out the acts of our forefathers, search out the ages. Well, what happened here is that we didn't remember what happened to our forefathers back then. Read.
Mm-hmm.
You said Psalms 106, verse 34?
Yes.
Psalms chapter 106, verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them.
Because when we was ruling as Moors around the 9th century, we didn't destroy them. In reality, what did we do, Reed?
But were mingled among the heathen.
So now we started marrying these women. We started sleeping around, starting gaining their knowledge. And what happened, Reed?
And learned their works.
And we started to adopt their customs. Reed?
And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
Because if you're not serving the one true living God, now you got traps. You got snares, Reed?
Yea, they sacrificed their...
For the sake of time, just jump down to verse 41.
Verse 41. And he gave them into the hand of the heathen.
Verse 40.
Verse 40. Therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people.
Because we didn't do what the Lord commanded us to do. Instead, we started to sleep around, building on their customs. Now the Lord was upset and had wrath upon us, right?
And so much they abhorred his own inheritance.
Come on.
And he gave them into the hand of the heathen.
And now you see, now the Renaissance comes into play. Now the heathen is ruling over us now, right?
And they that hated them ruled over them.
And they hate us with the utmost hatred, right?
Their enemies also oppressed them.
Because we just read in the last book that we had different types of occupations that the heathen had us run over. They even called us the printer's devil, right?
And they were brought into subjection under their hand.
And now we're servants unto them instead of them being servants unto us. There you go, officer.
All right, all praises. Hey, all right.
Take a break. I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot about that. We almost done. It's gonna take. Hey, read that.
American Journal of Philosophy.
I don't know if this is it. What is this? This it?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
American Journal of Philosophy.
What?
Philology.
Oh, snap.
Yo,
play it.
Yo, play it, yo.
Congratulations, nigga.
I heard you reading it.
Your brother told us how you be all into reading and shit.
My man.
Congratulations.
American Journal of Philology.
All right. Let's get to the point. Yeah, y'all crazy.
Go to the next page.
Congratulations. Next page. Come on.
Next one after that. That's what.
Keep going. Come on. Next page. Bro, you're not even clicking the next page. All right, come on. I'll tell you when to stop. Come on. Go. Come on. You like press it. Like I forgot exactly what page it is, but right here, go back. Yes, blow that up. Blow it up. All right, good. Provenance of Negro slaves in Italy.
Provenance of the Negro slaves in Italy.
Come on.
That most of the Negroes arrived in Italy as slaves is evident from the literary references to Ethiopian servants.
Mm-hmm.
The existence of well-established commercial relations between Italy and Africa would naturally point to certain African cities as the sources from which the Romans imported Negro slaves.
Now, this goes all the way back. Remember Spartacus? Remember we went over Eunice? All right, they caused the revolts, the rebellions in Rome. All right, so this go all the way back during that time, during the empire. Go ahead.
The most likely sources were Egypt and North African cities situated near the terminals of important caravan routes.
Uh-huh.
The Negro had long been a familiar type in Egypt, whether he had been brought from the south by way of the Red Sea or the Nile River. Even Negroes identical with types found in Central Africa appeared in Alexandria. Carthage, where too.
What you doing?
What y'all doing, man?
He wasn't done. Right there.
Even Carthage, where too the Negroes was known in classical times, was apparently supplied with slaves brought from inner Africa along caravan routes. It is also possible that the Roman campaign against the Ethiopians in 23 BC provided the Romans with immediate opportunities to traffic in Negro slaves.
So remember, they had us as slaves. All right, go ahead.
The history of the Negro in classical Italy.
Read.
The earliest mention of the Negroid type in Roman literature occurs in Plautus's description of a nurse.
Eunuchus.
And the Eunuchus of Terence, an Ethiopian slave girl, is one of two variable gifts which Parmeno has brought Thais.
Now, the word Ethiopian, they call us Ethiopian or Aethiop.
Burnt face.
Burnt face.
Yeah, just black.
But it was mostly, that name was geared towards us. Go ahead.
100.
Not talking about the country Ethiopia. That was geared towards us. They called us burnt face. Go ahead.
100 Negro huntsmen, together with the same number of Numidian bears, were presented in the circus by Domitius Hannibarbus.
Domitius.
Hannibarbus as Curl Adele in 61 BC.
Mm-hmm.
To the Republican period also belongs the servant described as Aethiops, key dead.
Yeah, just go ahead. All right, jump down.
The Negro appears more frequently in the literature of the empire than in Republican literature.
Go down. Let me see. Oh, hold on. During the Principate of Tiberius. Read that.
During the Principate of Tiberius, two Ethiopians carried the draped bier of a framed talking raven. Ethiopians were among those who enacted scenes from the lower world at nocturnal performances under Caligula.
Oh gosh, no telling what he had us doing.
Oh, he's crazy.
Yo. So we enacted scenes from the lower world at nocturnal performances at night under Caligula. Oh, I don't even want to know what that is. Go ahead.
During a gladiatorial exhibition.
So the gladiators, remember the bishop, they all went to the Colosseum. Go ahead.
Which Nero gave to entertain Tiridates, only Ethiopians.
Listen good to this.
Men, women, and children entered the theater at Puteoli. Negro dancers are known also from a figure found in Campania. To approximately the same period belong the Negro participants in the worship of Isis.
So right here, it says, during a gladiatorial exhibition which Nero gave to entertain Tiridates, only Ethiopians, men, women, and children entered the theater at Puteoli. Okay, meaning we were the only ones that was fighting against each other. Now, give me the book real quick. Give me that book. Real quick. Ain't got much time. Let's see. 4 minutes. All right. Imperial Rome, old book that Bishop brought out. That Bishop and Bishop Yawasop brought out way back. Imperial Rome. All right, go to the page. Next page. What do you see here? That's us. All right, that's Israelite right there. It's a black man fighting a lion, and obviously the lion got the best of him. But you see the woolly hair. Okay, next page. Read that. Bizarre games for gladiators.
Bizarre games.
So I'm just lambacking off of Bishop's class about the Colosseum and the gladiators and so forth. Watch this.
Bizarre games for gladiators.
And then go back to that page.
Hail, Emperor! Those who are about to die salute you. With this solemn address, the gladiators scheduled to fight filed past the imperial box. Most of them were prisoners of war, slaves or criminals sent through stern training schools. The night before, they had been feted at a lavish banquet where fans came to eye favorites and gamblers to estimate odds. Now, in the stands, peddlers hawked cold drinks, buns, and sausages. The more unusual the contest, the better the Romans liked it.
Watch this.
Gladiators often fought with mismatched weapons. Negroes.
What?
Negroes.
What?
Negroes.
Negroes. Go ahead.
A rare sight in Rome were matched with each other.
We wasn't a rare sight in Rome. We was in Rome as the Jews. But they had us fighting each other. Okay? Now they going to say, oh, Negroes are a rare sight in Rome. That's how they throw you off. Yeah. Like we was just a rare sight. Like it was like one or two of us. No, we were the slaves there. Read that again.
Negroes, a rare sight in Rome, were matched with each other.
Well, what?
Were matched with each other.
Oh, gosh. Read it again. Read
Negroes, a rare sight in Rome,
go ahead,
were matched with each other.
There you go. All right. So let's see some of the pictures here. Move it over. Yep, right there. Look at this. Look at the froze. Black men. We was trumpeters and so forth. Go over, move it over. Okay, there we are, the gladiators. Go to the next page. Look at this. All right, so they still got these artifacts over in Rome. All right, now go back to the page. Go back to the Negroes in Classical Italy by Frank. That book, by the way, is by Frank Snowden. I'm sorry, I ain't mentioned the title. Frank Snowden.
Hey, it would make sense to say rare. They got so many photos of
it don't make sense, bro. It don't make sense at all. They try to, throw you off. Yeah. The book, Frank, the one we just reading, Classical Italy. Yeah, come on. Come on. All right.
Juvenal.
Start at during a gladiatory exhibition. We're going to have to end it here. Go ahead.
Where is it?
During
a gladiatorial exhibition which Nero gave to entertain Tiridates, only Ethiopians, men, women, and children entered the theater at Puteoli. Negro dancers are known also from a figure found in Campania. To approximately the same period belong the Negro participants in the worship of Isis.
Read.
Juvenal writes.
Juvenal was a historian during the Roman Empire. Go ahead. Edomite, go ahead.
Juvenal writes of Negroes several times. Likewise, his contemporary Martial.
He was another historian. Go ahead.
Since Martial was a rather accurate observer of the passing scene, we may safely assume that Negroes were not uncommon in the empire.
Thank you. They talking about we was a rare sight in Rome. No, we were not uncommon in the empire. We were the slaves. All right, go ahead.
Tortoise, Crinibus, Aethiops were present at the opening of the Colosseum in sufficient numbers to have attracted the attention of the poet.
Read.
In addition to the references cited elsewhere in this paper, Marshall mentions also a Tristy Aethiop.
Read.
A Negro soldier renowned for his wit was among the troops of Septimius Severus in Britain. Elagabalus' friends were forced to spend the night
Yeah, whatever. All right. Hey, you can stop it there. So we're going to end it right there. All right. Yeah, I forgot. We forgot to go to break to play the commercials. Officer Manny?
Yes.
Damn.
So we got to play it now?
We got time?
Why don't we do the announcements and then just play it at the end?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got to play it. All right. Go ahead.
All right, Israel, let's give a hand to the leadership for that class. All praise the Most High. Shout out to the leadership traveling out in Rome. Big moves right there. All praises. Let's get those announcements. All right, Israel, make sure you subscribe to Our Hidden History on YouTube to get exclusive, to get the content that when we go live. If you hit the notifications button, you can know when we go live, all right? Sooner or later, we're going to only be going live from our Hidden History, all right? So make sure you subscribe. Subscribe also to our Philly pages, IOIC Philadelphia and IOIC Philadelphia in the Classroom, to get the latest content from the captain and officers of IOIC Philly. Donate to Our Hidden History on PayPal. You can donate to IOIC.Philadelphia at IsraelUnite.org. In the comment section, put OHH so we can purchase more books to bring out to you. Donate to the Booster Club. You see the leadership doing all these travels to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You can donate to the Booster Club on IOIC.Fundraising at IsraelUnite.org. Subscribe to IOIC TV to get exclusive content from the leadership of IOIC, and tune in next to Deacon Malafia on Raven and Wolves. All right, next.
Yo, what's going on?
Next. I'm reading that? Okay. All right, so we are IOIC has missing persons, okay? If you've seen Kayla White, please contact your local authorities, all right? She is 15 years of age, African-American, hair color black, eye color brown, height unknown, weight unknown. Kayla was last seen on February 4th, 2024. She was last seen wearing red pants, a green mid-length jacket, and black New Balance sneakers, all right? If you see something, say something, as Leviticus 5:1 says, all right? Next. All right, we're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast. Kindly spare a minute to provide feedback by answering 5 brief questions. So pull out your phones right now, scan that QR code, and give us your feedback, all right? That's it, officer.
All right, hey, I would like to give a shout out to IT, all right? Excellent job. And then I'd like to give a shout out also to the sister that made the wonderful breakfast this morning. All praise for that. All praise. All right, so, hey, tune in. Our Hidden History, Life Lasts next week. All right. Hey, I still haven't gotten into the Arabs. We still haven't made that move yet. I still wanted to deal with, since we went out to Rome, I wanted to touch on our people still being in Italy to this day. All right, so next week we're probably going to continue that, so just tune in, all right? With that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
I did it. They're back. What we teaching about?
Hey, ask Deacon Malachi what happened.
No, let me show you.
What happened, Deacon?
No.
You don't want to know.
Judah sent you. Judah, who you on the phone to?
A black brother got mad and tried to attack Deacon Malachi.
Yeah, we're leaving it though. We're leaving it.
Inside this basilica.
Mm-hmm.
So we're inside the basilica. Nothing but Edomites around. The only Israelite there besides us is a brother that's deceived by false images, Cedric Boisier. And he has a picture up there of Cedric Boisier. He's on the ground, so we go to take pictures of him. So Deacon Malachi goes up to him and says, "Hey, bro, you know Jesus ain't white, right?"
Excuse me, get out. Don't say that. You are blaspheming. Get away. How dare you blaspheme the name of Jesus? No, get away. Don't blaspheme here. You don't blaspheme. How dare you come here to blaspheme the name of Jesus? Inside. No, get out. How dare you blaspheme here inside the tabernacle? Who are you? He's not white, man. Get away. Get away.
He get mad and get up and push Deacon Malachi. Get mad, get angry, so we had to jump in between them. Whole scuffle going on. Edomite running out there. Ah! They scared. Deep, man, deep. I'll pray the Most High. The Spirit was on him, man.